Well, the European Union said on Monday that the referendum vote was credible and peaceful. Also, international observers led by former U.S. President Jimmy Carter says the vote was consistent with international standards. Now, for more perspective on the situation that is unfolding in Sudan, joining us in the studio is Tarik Madut, Secretary General of Sudanese Peoples Liberation Movement here in Washington. Mr. Madut, welcome to In Focus.
Thank you very much.
Now, you just returned from Sudan. Give us a little feel of how things were, the atmosphere while you were there.
Well, as you have seen in many news reports, the environment was very enthusiastic. People were very excited about the prospect of actually reaching this point. There were so many hiccups and bumps along the way to get to the point where the people of Southern Sudan would actually get an opportunity to once and for all determine their fate within the context of the long, protracted struggle in Sudan. So there was a whole lot of excitement, there was a whole lot of enthusiasm. People actually controlled themselves significantly and committed themselves to make sure that it is conducted in a peaceful way, and to control that enthusiasm in a way that would not derail the process.
Yes, and indeed that enthusiasm was also seen through the influx of people, Sudanese, either from Khartoum or others from neighboring countries who came in because they wanted to be there. Did you get a sense that the government of Southern Sudan had prepared to deal with such a huge number of people coming in?
Well, yeah, within the limited resources that the government is dealing with, they were able to bring people, especially from the north, back into Sudan. And that's the biggest challenge, is to move people back who were not only moving back because of the vote, but were actually moving back because the potential result was very well known by many people, including our people in the north. And the apprehension about what would happen to them while they're in the north led many of them to decide to actually collect their stuff and head south, after many of them were there for decades. So in a sense, the government tried within its resources to provide transportation and to provide limited means of shelter after they got to their points of view, to their final destinations. But of course, it's still a huge challenge that requires the assistance of the international community and many people.
Yeah, and indeed, the needs of these people, immediate needs, also in a way tell the story of what might be expected in the days to come, the months to come, because it looks like it's obvious there's going to be a southern independent nation of Sudan. Now, tell us, as far as you're concerned from your personal analysis, once the honeymoon is over, what is going to be the immediate challenge to the government of Juba?
The immediate challenge for the government is to address the huge expectations of the people and to channel those expectations in a productive way. There are many reforms that would have to be established, constitutionally and politically. Those are immediate things that the SPLM, as the leading party, would have to sit down with the other sectors and stakeholders in Southern Sudan to establish a new constitution for the new country and to establish a broad-based government that would unite the people for the task ahead. The first 5 years would be very difficult, and it would need all the everyone, all hands on deck, basically, to help establish a government that can be sustainable. But we have huge development challenges. We have huge concerns about many of the returnees and how to integrate them back into their society, not only as people who need assistance, but also as productive members of the new Southern Sudan that would actually be able to help it develop.
Yeah, now very quickly, there have been accusations that your party, SPLM, has been involved in corruption, there's been inefficiency within the system. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, it's very difficult to accuse a whole party of corruption. I think some individuals in positions of power who happen to be members of the SPLM may have committed graft and other forms of corruption. We condemn that. Our leadership has condemned it. There are many people that have been removed from positions of responsibility, and we continue to try to structure a very strong and robust judicial system that can actually hold people accountable. But the SPLM is a party based on principles and ideals, and we want to live up to those those principles. But we have members that may have, run afoul of the law, and we don't want that to proliferate. And our leadership and our people will continue to work to address that.
Well, thank you very much. We'll be watching how things unfold in Sudan now. That's Tarik Madut, Secretary General of Sudanese Peoples Liberation Movement here in Washington, D.C. Thanks a lot for joining us
Thank you
today.
very much.
Thanks.